What if the quietest woman in the room was the strongest? What if her silence wasn't distance, but power? Not everyone will understand her, but the right ones, they'll never forget her. This is the truth about the Sigma woman, and once you see it, you'll never see her the same again. Welcome to time-tested advice, where ancient philosophy meets the modern world. I'm your host, Alfred. Let's get started. The quieter you become, the more you start to notice things others miss. In a world that moves fast, talks loudly, and chases everything at once, the Sigma woman walks at her own speed. She's not loud. She doesn't try to stand out. She doesn't need praise to feel alive. Her power is quiet and comes from deep inside. Her silence isn't emptiness, it's a decision. It's her protection, her strength, and her peace. But even a woman this strong will face a turning point, a moment when she sees something clearly, the truth about men. Not the fairy tales or the jokes, but the real feelings and power struggles behind love, desire, and connection. This isn't a story about falling in love. It's a story about seeing clearly. It's not about how to keep a man. It's about how to stay true to herself while being with someone. If you're ready to stop pretending and walk forward with open eyes, then this message is for you. If this message speaks to something inside you, if it reminds you of who you are deep down, click subscribe and tap the bell. This space is for people like you, ready to grow, heal, and stand strong. When she doesn't depend on him, he starts to question himself. When someone needs us, it feels nice. It feels like proof that we matter. But needing someone too much can turn into a trap, because when a woman gives up her sense of wholeness for a man, she hands him a responsibility he didn't ask for, and often can't handle. The Sigma woman never does that. She stays whole, with or without a man. She can love deeply, care a lot, and enjoy your presence, but she doesn't depend on you. And that can be scary for some men. They start asking themselves, if she doesn't need me, what do I offer? Do I still matter if I'm not her hero? Who am I to her if she doesn't lean on me? Most men aren't used to asking those questions. The Sigma woman doesn't force them to. It just happens naturally. She doesn't beg, doesn't cling. And in that calm, her strength becomes clear. She shows him the difference between being needed and being chosen. One flatters the ego, the other challenges the heart. So when she doesn't depend on him, it's not rejection. It's an invitation to show up fully, not as a savior, but as a partner standing beside her. Masculine energy isn't about control, it's about purpose. We're often told that men want to dominate, but that's not always true. Deep down, many men simply want direction. They want to know where they stand and where they're going. And when a man meets a Sigma woman, it changes things. She doesn't need him to guide her. She already knows where she's going. She's steady, clear, and grounded. This doesn't make him feel small. It just makes him pause and wonder how he fits beside her. He doesn't try to control her. Instead, he looks for a way to walk with her. His instincts don't push him to lead. They push him to match her pace. The Sigma woman doesn't rush. She moves with purpose. She doesn't fight for power. She just doesn't give hers away. And that alone makes men rethink everything. They're used to chasing, but this time it's not about winning attention. It's about earning trust and peace. She doesn't beg for approval, and that makes her magnetic. In a world full of noise, her calm pulls people in. She becomes the center, not by trying, but by being sure of herself. This is her true power. When he sees she isn't trying to change him or be controlled, he finds a place next to her where he can still be himself. But only a woman who truly owns her path can offer that kind of steady love. Her independence isn't a wall, it's a mirror. People often confuse being independent with being cold or distant. But that's not the case with the Sigma woman. Her independence isn't there to push people away. It reflects who they really are. When a man comes close to her, he quickly sees she doesn't need to be fixed or rescued. She doesn't need constant attention, and that alone can shake a man's confidence. She's not trying to hurt him. Her very presence asks a silent question. Can you be with me without needing to save me? The Sigma woman doesn't pretend to be small to win love. She doesn't dim her light so others feel brighter. She's soft, yes, but in the way the sea is soft. Gentle, powerful, and impossible to hold down. Being independent doesn't mean she needs no one. It means she won't shrink herself for anyone. She will let someone into her life, but only if they can face themselves honestly, if they're ready to be wanted, not needed. Some men can't handle that, because in a world where women are told to fit into stories, she writes her own truth. She won't chase, but she will connect. And when she does, it's deep and without strings. That's why men either fear her or are drawn in like a magnet, because when her strength becomes a mirror, it shows them their truest self. And if she stops making up for his gaps, he either grows or walks away. Before we continue, if you've found this powerful so far, go ahead and like the video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Her calmness confuses him, and that's a good thing. Most men are used to emotional back and forth, tears, yelling, praise, drama. But when they meet a Sigma woman, that all stops. She stays calm, even in chaos. And suddenly, he doesn't know what to do. He says something hurtful, and she doesn't bite. He walks away, and she lets him. He disappears, and she gets closer to herself. Her silence isn't empty. It says more than words ever could. It sets a line that says, I'm not here for games. I have peace, and I plan to keep it. To the average man, this silence feels cold. But to the wise man, it's a mirror, and not everyone likes what they see in their reflection. Her stillness doesn't punish, it teaches. It forces him to face his own noise. She doesn't explain her worth. She shows it by not reacting. And slowly, if he's paying attention, he understands. Her silence isn't distance. It's her most powerful way of being present. It's quiet, strong, and honest. She's not playing hard to get. She's just not giving herself away. And that's when he hears her loudest message of all. I don't need to be figured out. I just need to be respected or left alone. Attraction fades when everything becomes predictable. People say men want peace and stability, but that's not the full truth. What they really want is to feel alive. And when life becomes too routine or too expected, that spark starts to fade. A Sigma woman doesn't bring drama, but she also doesn't give away all of herself. She keeps a part of her world private, not to play games, but because that's who she is. This mystery keeps a man interested. If he always knows how she'll act or what she'll say, he starts getting lazy. He forgets he needs to show up, to try, to keep her. And if he starts thinking he deserves all her time and energy just by being there, she'll pull back. With a Sigma, nothing is promised. She gives when she wants to, not when it's expected. That makes him curious. He stays alert, knowing she can walk away peacefully if something doesn't feel right. Her space isn't to create fear. It's to make him realize how special her presence truly is. The more a man takes her for granted, the less connected he feels. But if he honors her freedom, she becomes unforgettable. He doesn't want to be your whole world. He just wants to matter. Some believe men want to be everything in a woman's life. But the truth is, most men don't want to be her world. They want to feel seen and valued. A Sigma woman doesn't revolve around anyone. Her life is shaped by her goals, self-worth, and peace of mind. When a man enters her life, he realizes she already has a center, herself. This can scare those who want control. But for someone looking for meaning, it's magnetic. He doesn't want to take over her life. He wants to know he belongs in it. Not because she needs him, but because she chooses him. She doesn't boost egos or shape her identity around being a couple. Her life is already full, and if he's part of it, it's because there's space for him, not because she needs to fill a hole. Men who date Sigma women often say, "She never pushed me to be better, but I wanted to be. She didn't flatter me. She respected me." That's powerful, because being needed can feel like a burden, but being respected feels like home. She won't make a man her everything, but if he's important to her, he'll feel it in how she includes him in her already beautiful life. The quieter you are, the more he reflects. In today's world, loud reactions get attention. But the Sigma woman is different. She is calm, strong, and emotionally grounded. She doesn't respond just to get a reaction. She doesn't explain herself just to be understood. When she stays quiet, it causes something powerful. He starts looking inward. When a woman reacts loudly, it gives a man a way out. He can blame her or the situation. But when she doesn't react, he's left alone with his choices. Her silence isn't ignoring, it's a mirror. It forces him to hear his own voice and feel the impact of his behavior. She doesn't argue for peace. She removes herself and finds peace instead. This teaches him something deep. He doesn't have a right to her calm if he can't control his own chaos. If he's wise, he learns. He grows, not because she punished him, but because she gave him space to understand himself. It's easy to react, but reflection, that takes maturity. And the Sigma's silence is what helps him grow. Her mystery isn't an act, it's who she is. Some say women should act mysterious to attract men, stay quiet, be unavailable, make him wonder. But the Sigma woman isn't pretending. Her mystery is real. She's not playing games. She doesn't plan when to speak or stay silent to hold his attention. She's just deeply connected to herself. When men meet her, they notice something different. She's not wearing masks or putting on a show. She moves slowly, with intention, and doesn't reveal everything at once. To her, private things are special, and she doesn't open up to just anyone. Her mystery doesn't come from hiding. It comes from knowing not everyone has earned a place in her heart. She doesn't overshare. She enjoys her own company. She doesn't need answers from the outside. Men are drawn to this, not because they're confused, but because they admire her strength. They wonder, who is this woman who doesn't need to be noticed to feel complete? That wonder is what keeps them close. Her mystery isn't a trick, it's self-respect. She only shares with those who understand her frequency. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors for the right ones. Many people think boundaries are harsh, but for a Sigma woman, they're a way to protect her peace. Her boundaries don't shut people out. They invite the right ones in. They're not punishments, they're filters. A man quickly learns you can't convince her and you can't wear her down. You rise by showing up as your best self. If you cross the line, she won't yell. She'll simply walk away, not out of anger, but because she knows her worth. Her actions say, I choose how I'm treated. I choose what I let in. I won't beg for respect. I'll just remove myself. And this doesn't scare healthy men. It inspires them. It makes them ask, am I ready to love someone who loves herself this much? Some confuse her limits with rejection because they're used to women who let things slide. But with her, everything is intentional. Disrespect her time, she disappears. Cross her lines, she takes her space back. But if you listen and meet her on her level, her boundaries become a door to something meaningful. Only the brave get to feel her warmth. Love isn't something she earns. It's something that matches. Many women are taught to win love, to work for it, prove they deserve it, or wait to be chosen. But not the Sigma woman. She doesn't believe love should be earned. She believes love should fit. She doesn't love someone because they check the right boxes or make grand gestures. She opens her heart when their energy aligns with her values. This changes everything. A man may try to impress her or give her everything, but none of it matters if there's no true connection. She's not looking for someone to save her or raise her status. She's looking for depth. She asks, can you sit with me and feel calm? Do your truths match mine? Can you be here without shaking my peace? If it feels right, things flow. No pressure, no games. But if the connection breaks, she leaves quietly, not to hurt anyone, but to return to herself. To her, love that doesn't align isn't love, it's just noise. She loves fully, but not out of fear. She gives openly, but walks away when it stops honoring who she is. That's how you know it's real. Not because she fought to keep it, but because she was brave enough to let go. She doesn't chase potential. She honors the present. Many women are taught to see who a man could become. They invest in his future, not his now. They see a spark and try to build a fire. But the Sigma woman has learned love based on potential is love tied to hope, not truth. She does not fall in love with what could be. She watches what is, how he speaks, how he shows up, how he treats silence. She knows that dreaming of a man's best version can blind her to who he really is. So she listens more to his actions than his ambitions. Not because she is cold, but because she respects time, hers and his. She doesn't carry projects, she builds partnerships. And if his present doesn't reflect alignment, she doesn't wait for a maybe. She walks away with peace. Because love is not a future promise, it is a present truth. Her loyalty is quiet, but it's unshakable. The Sigma woman may seem distant at first. She doesn't rush into declarations. She doesn't post her love online. She doesn't promise forever after 2 good conversations. But when she chooses you, truly chooses you, her loyalty runs deep. It's not loud. It doesn't need an audience. It shows up in the small things. The way she listens, the way she remembers, the way she stands beside you when the world turns. Her loyalty isn't blind. It's not given because she's afraid to be alone. It's given because she sees who you are and believes in who you're becoming. And that loyalty, it cannot be bought. It cannot be demanded. It is only earned through presence, truth, and respect. She may walk alone. But if you've earned her walk beside you, she'll be the calm in your storm, the anchor when you drift, and the reminder that quiet strength is the rarest kind of love. When a Sigma woman realizes all this, something shifts inside her. She stops chasing answers. She becomes the answer. She no longer asks why someone left. She simply understands they weren't ready for her calm. And once you've felt that calm, you won't want anything loud again. There are women waiting to be chosen, and there are women who choose themselves and watch everything else fall into place after that. If these words touched your heart, comment below. Change. Thanks for watching till the end. Your support truly means the world to me. Together, we will forge a path of nothing but peace and happiness. This has been your host, Alfred. I'll see you in the next one. Same time tomorrow. Until next time.